it's for like high school seniors who want to go into education as a major to be able to have hands-on experience in the classroom. And when you get into the classroom, you can do anything from teaching a lesson to grading papers to just walking around and helping out, make sure the kids know what they're doing.
You also have a choice in like what schools you want to go to, and you could be from like preschool or depending what grade level you go, because 2 of our classmates they're in middle school, but they can't go up past that, so no higher than 8th grade.
And being the option to be in different grade levels helps you figure out where you want to be as a teacher.
They also have options for like special ed.
Which
I know,
we're both in.
yeah, we're both in. So that's also an option. And you get to meet, like you go to your schools every day except for Tuesdays. So Tuesdays you'd be in here in this class, like as a classroom, like talking about new things. Or we also keep learning as we go to our school. So it's not just like we talk about, like what we've done, but Ms. Rexel teaches us new materials that we could use in our classrooms or that like we would need further in, yeah.
One of the biggest things we did was we taught each other different things. Even like the lessons we were supposed to be learning on education, the evolution of education, we all like broke that up and we taught it to each other as opposed to Ms. Rec teaching it to us, and then we were tested on that. So that really helped us with the speaking in front of others and stuff.
And also, like, when you first go into your school, you don't like jump right into everything. Like for like the first like week, you just kind of observe what the teacher does, so you get a hang of what's going on in the classroom. And then as time goes on, the teacher like asks, "Oh, are you comfortable with doing this?" And then you start getting further into the process.
Before we went into our classrooms, we did a lot of social exercises in this class with our teacher and our classmates. So it was easier for us to go into the classroom and speak to our teacher or the students because we already discussed what we can do in case we're nervous or how we go about things in the classroom.
Some of us met with our teachers beforehand, so like we could put a face to the name and we talked about like ourselves and what she had planned for us being in there. And we also did a lot of icebreakers like in the classroom before, so that was a big help.
And what schools did you guys work at?
I went to Finley Junior High.
Colmer Elementary School.
Me too.
Columbus Main,
Ridgeline.
Oakland Hometown Middle School.
And did you guys go to any of those schools when you were younger?
Yeah.
No. I lived right there, so it was really easy for me to go there.
I went there, and I didn't have the teacher that I was with for class when I was there, but she was my track coach, and so we were familiar with each other, but it wasn't really like her like remembering how I was in class and thinking, oh, I wonder if she can like teach this if she had trouble learning it or something like that. And she just knew that like about me, and that's why she it was okay with me being a part of her classroom.
So that was was that sort of that helped ease you into?
Yeah, it was totally relaxing because we already knew each other, and we, like Stephanie said, we did have a meeting before, and we just talked about how we're both super like organized people, and this is how like she runs it, and I was like, oh yep, that's how I would like to do things too if I were in your shoes. So we seemed like a good fit for each other. I think so far, there was a day where my teacher wasn't there, but I had still taught a lesson. And normally when I was teaching, I had the feedback from her, and so the day she wasn't there, I was really questioning, like, oh, did I do okay with this? And I was so nervous because she wasn't there to guide me, so I was all on my own. And it was kind of relieving that I could do it, but then at the same time, I felt like there was a lot of pressure on me because if they didn't understand it, like, I was there for one day to teach it, and then I haven't been back since. So it's just like, I still want to know like how they're doing with it. It's kind of hard to not see their progress after you teach them something, and I think that's the one hard thing with this program is how we miss some days for our school activities and stuff like
It's also really difficult because we're there at the end of the day, so we get the kids when they're the rowdiest and they just want to leave and go home. So sometimes like it's really hard to get them to listen and focus, and you leave just like being happy that you're leaving because they didn't stop talking the entire time or they just complained.
Did you learn any like tricks or techniques to get them to, you know, kind of stay focused?
Well, I do 8th grade, and they have a huge like Six Flags trip at the end of the year, so we just kind of threaten if you don't listen, that trip's taken away from you, and then they listen.
That's good parenting.
For even with the child lab class that I take here, motivation is a big thing when you're writing the lesson plan, and with my lessons, like I have to really make sure that the motivation is like top notch so that they get into the activity, because like Kristen said, they're super rowdy and stuff at the end of the day, so you really need to get them into what you're teaching them. So that's probably a hard part too.
I do 3rd grade, so it's kind of a big gap from what they're doing. So positive reinforcement when you're trying to discipline them helps a lot, because then they can kind of, okay, I can take her seriously, but she's not being mean. So it kind of helps when you have to discipline them and you're teaching the whole class of 20-something students, but still have to tell children that they need to pay attention, things like that.
Probably when I was working with an autistic student, it was just me one-on-one with him, and the principal came in to watch my teacher, and he was pretty rowdy at the beginning, but then he was able to listen really well, and I was able to show like the principal that like I was doing a good job with him, so that was nice.
Probably when my 2nd graders or 3rd graders, they went on a field trip. They went to the chocolate factory, and when they came back, one of the little students got me a little cupcake. He said that because we were talking about the couple days before how much we all love chocolate and how much like our chocolate's our favorite food and stuff like that, and he brought me a little cupcake saying that he remembered about me, or he thought about me when he saw the cupcake. So it was just like, it made me feel really good thinking that even when I'm not with them, they're still like, oh, Miss Stephanie really did help me or something like that. It felt nice.
There was one day that I went the entire day because we didn't have school, but my school did. And so the first couple periods of the day, I watched my teacher teach a lesson, and then I got to teach it for the rest of the day. And I just kept getting better as I taught it over again, and I felt really good by the last lesson that I taught.
Just like the first time I taught a lesson and it went over really well and they actually understood what they were doing, just makes you feel really good about yourself and getting that.
Yeah, like when the teacher asks, oh, how did you learn? Or like when she tries to review and all the kids know the answer to that, and you taught that lesson.
My first lesson, actually, I used a little graphic organizer, and my teacher was like, can I have a copy of that, because she wanted to use it, and I thought, like, wow, I could actually be a teacher if another teacher wants to use this.
Exactly. How about you in the red? What was your best experience?
My best experience would be when my teacher would be teaching and then she'll tell me to take over it. Same thing how she said that the kids would already know it, and you feel like they talk to you in a respectful way, and it feels good to teach them.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend it to someone that's thinking about doing teaching, because it's basically like you are actually a teacher. Like, it's a complete hands-on experience. You're able to actually work with like real students that are actually struggling in like topics that you can actually like help them with. And I think it's an awesome experience. Like, it really opened my eyes that like I really want to do this when I'm older. Like, I've had so much fun with it. I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, and my teacher, I think I was really, I'm really grateful to have her be so willing to let me teach as much as I want and stuff like that, because I really got a feel for what it's really like, and not just me sitting in the chair and saying, oh, I think I can talk to the kids. It's a lot harder than it looks, and I got to see the ups and the downs, and it just helps you know for sure what you want to do. And besides in the classroom part, like even in this class, when we're in this classroom, Miss Rocky is a great mentor, and she like helps us with our days at school, like if we have problems, and if she'll like congratulate us on all the good things too. So that's really good to get to.
Even making friends in this class, we even talk to each other sometimes, what happens in our classrooms, or our teachers, and we talk to each other about it. So it makes it a lot more easier, and it's fun.
Yeah, I originally, I've always wanted to be a teacher, and then I narrowed it down to math for a high school level. And after working for the 8th graders, I'm kind of like going back and forth between a high school math and doing middle school math. So it helped me know that that's what I want to do for sure.
I'm like that too. I'm right now in a special education classroom, but we have the Bulldog preschool, and I'm iffy if I want to stick with like the 2nd and 3rd graders or do little kids, like smaller. But yeah, I mean, I like both. It's just hard.
Ever since I was younger, I've always wanted to work in a special education like classroom, and now being able to actually experience like special education, like it's awesome, and made me even more excited to actually have a career in working with those students.
I'm in 8th grade English, and I decided to not go with the English route in college, but I am going with the special ed and elementary majors.
How about you guys?
It helps
Does
me
it help you
decide.
figure things out?
Yes, the grade level I wanted to do, like Stephanie said, I always wanted to do preschool, smaller children, but since I decided to work with 3rd graders instead of preschool or kindergarten or anything like that, it made me decide that I want to do older kids. And like if you're not sure, then you can take this class and it'll help you.
Mhm.
Since I was little, I've always wanted to be a teacher. This actually kind of helped me because I'm doing 2nd graders right now. And there was one day where I had to like teach the kindergarten, and they're more hyper a lot. And so the 2nd graders are kind of more like paying attention and focused. And it just really helped me like make decision of like be a teacher for like 2nd graders around it.
I don't know how kindergarten teachers do that. So do you guys, do you already, obviously you're all seniors, do you already have your plan set for next year? Do you want to do?
Yeah,
what do you
I'm
do?
going to Eastern Illinois, and I'm majoring in special ed elementary education.
Illinois State University and majoring in special ed.
I'm gonna get my associates in marine, and then I want to go back to California. But I'm still undecided if I want to do special ed or not. But I know I definitely no older than 5th grade. No.
I want to get my associates in Moraine Valley, and then the other 2 years I'll go to Trinity Christian College.
I'm getting my associates at Moraine, and then I'm going to transfer to Governor State for early childhood education.
I'm doing my associates at Marine, and then I'm either going to Eastern Illinois or North Central for education.